Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a long week and weekend for me, but all is good and work week is done. So happy Friday to everybody. Hope everyone's going to have a great weekend as well. And hopefully your work week has gone relatively smooth. Mine went relatively smooth, so I can't complain about that. Um, Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on last Friday. I was going to go live, but shockingly enough, I had an old job that got a hold of me that wanted me to work for one night. So that was the reason why I did not go live on Friday. And that was actually a lot of fun doing it. And I'm actually going to go back again tonight. Long story short, I used to work at a haunted house. And I did that for almost 10 years. And once I got my job I'm at now, that's when I quit doing that job because of the swing schedule that I have, that it just wasn't feasible to do it and try to work within my schedule. So I hadn't been back in like 10 years. So that was pretty cool that they invited me to do their haunted house. And it's right down the road from me. So that was really convenient too. So got a couple people coming in. What's up, Myers? And Crazy for Seahorses. Hello. And what's up, Red Laser? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, this is a different time live stream for me. I kind of put this together last night. Usually I don't do this time, but I try to accommodate every so often with different schedules. So that way people are basically doing stuff, wherever they're from, whether it's the UK or, obviously not the US or like maybe on the West Coast or whatever place you may be at. I try to at least accommodate every so often to do different time slots. But I just thought I'd let everybody know. So, yeah. But like I said, it's been a busy work week, and my house has been getting taken care of. So long story short, I had a lot of house repairs done, and it got delayed, and they got pushed back into this week on top of my work schedule, and it was done last week. So there was a lot of stuff happening between, an old job calling me to help them work for a night because they were short, which was pretty cool. And then so that's why the live was canceled on Friday. But Thursday's live was pretty cool. That was the first time, and it was something different for Jesse and I, if you guys were a part of that. Jesse and I were live for a little bit because we hadn't done that in a while. And then we had Mexicali on. We had Jim from Happy Place Aquatics and Jesse and I. So it was a fun live stream. That's the first time I've had that many people on at one time. So that was pretty cool to see. So, but I have a few updates for you. I don't know how much longer my live will go today, but I did end up going to Ag Aquatics. That's about an hour from my house. And they were, I had some issues when I first started this window tank. I had some, I wouldn't say issues, but the pH in my tanks, and especially coming out of my tap, it's actually closer to about 8. And a lot of times when I get fish, it seems like the pH is a lot lower than what my pH is. And sometimes it can get as high as 8.2. And that could be partially because some of the carob sea sand that's in some of my tanks. But generally speaking, whenever I add electric blue acara, I believe that their pH, their recommendations for them is a lot lower than your African cichlids. And I think that was kind of some of the reason why I had lost a few of them. Plus, maybe there was one that was kind of aggressive in here as well. So Ag Aquatics was nice enough to give me some replacements, and they're in quarantine now. I'm looking at them as we speak, along with a couple fire mouse. So, and I didn't even ask for that. So you can tell that whenever you go to a local fish store and they are more than willing to help you out, even like a month later, after everything's done and you have fish die. Because a lot of these fish stores like Petco and PetSmart, they won't even replace anything past 2 weeks as their policy goes. And you have to bring the fish in, of course, and show them that, hey, this fish died, and they'll replace it for you if they have it. But this has been like, I can look at my app here, how long this tank has been in session. I can give you that answer right quick. Yeah, so it's been 2 months and 9 days since I've had those fish in the tank, and I've lost a couple electric blue acara and some firemouth, and there's one that's still recovering from, or I'm trying to recover with swim bladder. But it's really neat to see a local fish store care so much about their customers that they're like, hey, don't worry about it. We'll get you replacements, and don't worry about it. And I didn't even ask for it. I just told them my situation. I asked, what type of pH your water is at. Do you have RO system in there? And it doesn't hurt to ask these type of questions when you go to a local fish store, just to see what their parameters are like and how their water system works and how often they do water changes and that sort of thing, because those are kind of like little important questions to ask when you first start in a tank, or if you have, like in my situation, stuff that's already set up and you're kind of wondering, looking up your fish and what they can handle. But from what I understand, in a nutshell, I think my pH is a lot higher than normal fish stores. So they replaced everything for me, and they're in their 30-day quarantine, and I've got some new fish to put in my peacock and hap tank. So that's pretty cool. So, all right. Yeah, we got 4 viewers and 4 likes. So maybe if we keep this going, we can keep rolling with this. I appreciate the likes and the views and hanging out with me for a little bit. Let me see when I got my newest fish. I got them on September 19th. So I thought about maybe before I go today, I was going to show you the 2 tanks with my phone, and I have that camera set up currently. I just have to bring the app up for you guys, but I could show you the fish that I got from Magna Aquatics, and I will show you the 5 fish the peacock and hap tank is going to get. I might have to do a little bit of medication on this tank though, because I was looking at the tank today and it looks like there's maybe a few white spots on a couple of the fish, but they're all still eating and they're healthy. But I might just be a little bit proactive, because that's what I ended up doing when I got my redhead tapajos. Is when I first got those, I got those from a place called Box Aquatics, and that's about 35-40 minutes from my house. And I ended up losing one, and the other one started developing some of that ick too, and I treated it with ick. And I don't know what it is, but for some reason, the ick treatment, the ick in a bottle, every time I've used that, it's worked tremendously. And I don't know from everyone else's experience, but it's crazy how like some medications like API General Cure, it's kind of worked for me, but the ick treatment, every time I've used it, I've had success, 100% success rate of turnaround for fish. So I might end up doing that for this tank for about a week or so. And hopefully that'll work. And I'll probably have to put a heater in there as well, just like I did with the redhead tapajos. So once I put that heater in there and kept it about 84, 85 degrees and treated that with ick every day and changed the water 20% like the bottle says, the redhead tapajos are actually in this tank now. So yeah, I have garlic. It is from, I can't remember the company's name, but I got like a set of 3 different things, and one of them's garlic. So I do have that as well. So I will use that. So I thank you for the suggestion. And that should help with the quarantine process too. So, but that's important. That's why we quarantine fish, is because, in case anything happens within those 30 days, even more so, that you don't infect, your whole entire tank that you spent so much time and money and effort on, that's been up and running for, let's see how long it's been up and running for. My peacock and hap tank has been running for 1 year, 8 months, and 13 days. So, I mean, this is why, like, I actually waited about 90 days because I had, a fish die off. And then I had another one, a couple months before that. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, well, I want to at least give it a few months. This tank is doing well before I start adding more fish in. And I was just waiting patiently. So, um, but that's why it's important, especially with an expensive tank. Like when you buy these male peacock and haps, it can range anywhere from, like, depending on the size of the fish, they could range anywhere from $40 to almost up to $100 per fish. So this is why it's important to especially quarantine these type of fish, because you don't want to spend all this money, and then if one happens to have a disease, you don't want to infect the entire tank, and then there, next thing you know, there goes everything that you have worked for. So, but yeah, that's kind of my plan here, is to medicate that tank for. They're not bad, like I said. They're eating and they're healthy, but I just don't want it to get any worse than it already is, which it isn't bad. But this just being proactive in this situation. So, but yeah, another thing I want to talk about that I know there's only 3 people in here, so if there's anyone that's going to rewatch this too, that you guys are more than welcome to get a hold of me anytime that you guys have a question or a comment, and even if it's not in the comments themselves, that you guys are more than happy to get a hold of me on social media. I'm on Jesse's Discord, Saline Aquatics. I have Facebook and Instagram, and I believe you can do video calls on there, and you can even do video calls on Discord too. So if you guys ever have any questions, or if you want to do a collaboration with me, or if you want to get together to talk about, whatever you want to talk about, just feel free to message me on Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitch. I don't have a Twitter or a TikTok or anything like that. I mean, there's only so much social media that I can be involved in and keep up with. But I'm just letting all you guys know that if you guys ever want to get in touch with me and talk with me, I'm normally pretty responsive on all messages and stuff. So feel free. The links are on my YouTube page, and I try to leave them on my videos as well. So if there's anything that you guys want to do or collaborate with or anything, just feel free to message me, and we'll go from there. But yeah, those are kind of the updates of this week and past week. Everyone's been doing okay, regardless of how busy it's been in the past week. So I'm thankful for that. All the fish has been healthy. My breeder tanks are doing okay. I'm hoping to get some. I almost had some haps eggs from my breeder tank, but the male that I have in there, it is a. Let me think of the fish. Hold on a second. This is why I have an app for you guys, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. The Walter-Eye hat. He's still a little bit young, and he's having trouble fertilizing the eggs. And I thought it was going to work this last time. I actually put him in the tumbler, and they seemed to do okay for a day or so, but then they got really white, and then they just didn't work out. And I've had this happen before, so I think this Walter-Eye just needs to grow out just a little bit more, and I think then we shouldn't have any problems. So, any tips for rainbow shiners? I got 3 today as impulse buy with white clouds and cherry barbs. Seahorses, I'm not sure. I have never owned any rainbow shiners. The only way that I could help you out is by looking things up on Google. But I have no experience in rainbow shiners. So if anyone could help out Seahorses here with his impulse buy, that would be wonderful. I wish I could help you. Otherwise, we could look stuff up on Google. But see, rainbow shiners. Whoa, those things are pretty. Those things are very pretty. I'm assuming that yours is a multicolor, and I can see why you'd have an impulse buy on the rainbow shiners. Are they community fish? Looks like it is a cyprinid species, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, from southeastern United States. They do have some really neat colors. What colors are yours, by the way? Those are really neat fish. Yeah, I've never had these fish before. They kind of remind me of like a longer rummy nose in a sense, without the colors, obviously, but that type of body shape. But really neat. Okay, so they're probably are they um are they going to color up as they mature? I guess is that have you ever owned these before, or is this the first time? I'm assuming this is your first time since you're asking for some assistance on um, how to raise them up. They should get red, blue for the males. Okay, yeah, they have some really neat colors. Really neat colors as I see here. A lot of different variety. So very pretty, very nice. I'm still looking into my community tank to get some different fish. So maybe we have to look out for these then seahorses and see because I like when people, even if I don't have the right answer for you, now that you've brought it up, it gets me more interested in the fish and want to look more information up on them, and then makes me want to think, what I could put them with, and if I could put them with some of the stuff that I have upstairs, and it gives me more of an idea of what I would like to have. So I appreciate you letting us know on that. It's going to be an active tank. So these rainbow shiners must be really, they must swim around a lot. Supply to be easy to breed. Are they probably just do it naturally? I wonder if they breed like mollies, that they just have them in their stomach and then they just release them whenever they need to. I'm assuming. Like I said, I don't know too much about him. It seems like Red does a little bit, so he's probably could help you out with that too. We got 4 people watching and 4 likes still. There's also a love from Slim Buzada. Looks like that from Facebook. So that's fantastic. So they're egg layers. Okay, I did not know that. Would you have to have them in their own tank? I would assume, because I would think if you would have them with other fish, they might eat the eggs up or something. So that'd be if they're egg layers, then I would assume you want them in their own tank or in a same species tank per se, I guess. But that's cool though. Wonder wonder how big they get. Looks like maybe 4 inches or so. Let's see, their size is 5 to 8 centimeters. So they don't get too big. So 5 to 8 centimeters, they're pretty small. But still, like I said, they look really colorful. And wonder if I could find those in my local fish store. Maybe I could do an impulse buy too. My impulse buys tend to be more on the on the expensive side because of the peacock and haps, but I don't know how expensive these guys are, but it's really easy to buy fish for a community tank because they're just when you look at them and they're all up front and with only a few dollars a piece, it's really easy to buy fish like that because whenever I only had a couple tanks to begin with, that was really easy for me to do. I just go to a local fish store and be like, oh, I've never seen those guys before, and just snatch them right up and put them in my tank. Yes, I'm breeding. May have others hatch, but they should be bigger while hatching. Okay, that makes sense. That's good. Yeah, good luck with those, my friend. I hope you guys, or I hope you do well with those. How many did you end up buying? If you didn't say so already. Oh, you said I got today 3. You said you got 3. Okay, I didn't see that. Yep, that's very nice. Wonder what their see, here we go. We got see, tank size, at least a 75 liter. They seem to be pretty they're non-aggressive. And see, Flip Aquatics. Let's see. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I like it. I'll have to look for those next to my local fish store. But yeah, oh yeah, some other updates too is that if you guys have not checked out my Higer video that I was promoting, go check it out. I think currently it had like a lot of views. I think it was like up to like 4,000. I'll go take a look here real quick. Yeah, I'm up to actually 5,000 views. So it's getting some attention for sure. That was very nice of Higer to um, give me the product to promote for them. It was a hang on the back filter, so um, I don't know if I have any mods in here or not. If they want to post that, I don't see any at the moment. But that was a fun video. I took a lot of time and effort and into making that video. If you guys want to go over there and watch it, that would be very appreciative. I'm trying to get my watch hours up, so that's why I'm live now. And I probably won't have time this weekend to go live unless I go on someone else's, unless I can just come up with another random time. But my live streams, for any guys who don't know, they're very sporadic because of my home and work schedule. Our work schedule is a swing shift, so it's kind of like it's hard to schedule times. Like I can't have I don't have a regular Monday through Friday job. I might work some weekends, then I'm off for some weekends, and then I might be off during the week, or I might be working during the week. So that's why I can never have I can't do every Saturday at this time or every Wednesday at this time. So my schedule, there's always it's between days and nights, but I try to keep up with everything as best I can for you guys, so that way you guys don't miss out on anything, and I want to make sure to keep you guys up to date. So that's cool. Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. For everyone, just like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, I'm trying to get some watch hours because right now, let me check currently what I have. I have 1,200 subscribers, 1,200 plus subscribers right now. So I've hit that 1,000 milestone, which is freaking awesome. And then I have 3,663 as of September 29th. So there's probably more than that. I would hope so. So I have less than 500 watch hours to go. So yeah, just trying to get those watch hours up. And then once that happens, we can be fully monetized, which would be fantastic. What's up? How's it going? And thanks for coming by and stopping by and saying hello. I was hoping to see some of the people from the UK. I know that there's a moderator, Marie, Pure and Shrimp, who I haven't seen her in a while. So I was trying to accommodate to some of the other people that do the fish bingo and stuff. So I was kind of seeing if, trying to accommodate with their schedule, since they're 5-hour difference from me. So right now it's 2:30. So it would be 7:30 their time. But yeah, I don't have my list with me. Oh, here it is. So yes, you are correct, Red. Sometimes it's nice to know people's names on here, because when I first started my channel, I kept my nickname since high school has always been Price Tag. So I kind of started as Price Tag Aquariums, and I was actually named myself Price Tag from my earlier videos. And as the channel got more and more popular, and as I got to know people more, people started asking me your Price Tag can't be your first name. And I was like, no, it's a nickname from high school, and I've kept it ever since. And there's people that are outside of here that call me Price Tag. People at work, some call me Price Tag, some don't. But regardless, I started telling people my first name. My first name is Joe. But so then when I started doing videos, stuff for Higer, and starting doing more stuff for YouTube, then I was like, all right, well, maybe I should just I'll obviously keep my channel as Price Tag Aquariums, but my name is Joe. So in a sense, I like to know people's names as well. It is 2025 in Australia. Or in Austria. See, this is why I like coming on here every so often. There may not be as many people viewing. I think normally when I go in the evenings, there's a little bit more views. But there was at one time, to where I did it like around lunchtime, and I got a pretty decent amount of views, and it gets me a different crowd. So it's nice to see people like, for example, for you, that's 2025 in Austria. So that would be 11, 10, that'd be 8:25. So that would be 6 hour difference. But yeah, anyone that's in the chat, if you like Crazy for Seahorses, if you want to, run me by your name, but if you don't, that's fine too. We can just call you Seahorses. I think you've been in here before, though, if I'm not mistaken, and if not, I've seen you on other channels too. But that's one thing I keep a list of. That's what I have right here. So whenever people come in the chat, I don't remember everyone's name, and I think it's kind of nice to get to know everyone, whoever comes in and out, and it's nice to see everyone, know their names and get to know them a little bit. So Rainer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Rainer, just like the weather. So I will write that one down. So whenever we see you next time, that I can just like Red did, that he recognized you. I believe it was Red. We can go scroll up again. Yep, Rainer. Yeah, Red Laser. Rainer. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Cool. Rainer's been around for a long time. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Yeah, I was almost positive that he's been in my chat before. So if he's been around for a long time, he's probably got a lot of experience, I'm assuming. So this impulse buy for his fish that he just got, his rainbow shiner, maybe that was just something that he wanted to do, something new. So that's fantastic. But yeah, another update too for me is I'm off work this weekend, and I work all next week through Sunday, but then I have off the next couple of weeks. So I'll have plenty more time to do live streams and be able to do more video content, because I'll have a couple of weeks off, which will be fantastic. And then I do have another product, a company called AQQA. I never heard of them, but they gave me one of their products to review, and it's something I've never used before. It's not a filter, it's not a heater, it's not a wave maker. It's a totally different thing, and that's one thing that's probably going to take me maybe a little bit longer to make a video on. But because then I actually have to learn how to use it. So like I've only like opened the box up and kind of briefly looked at it because of being at work and such. But now that I have this weekend off, I have a little bit more time to open it up and check it out. And then I actually have to, because the other stuff that I've been using and doing product reviews on, I have a little bit of experience with, like between like filters and heaters and wave makers and stuff. And I kind of know roundabout of how to open these things up and know what I'm looking for. But for this product, it's totally new to me. So I have to open it up and figure it out. But it was very nice of the company AQQA to give this product to me to review. So it's going to be a learning experience for me. So I hope it all goes well. So I'll be working on that this weekend. But Rainer says, my old name was Homer, the Clown Trigger. Where'd you get that nickname from, Rainer? Rainer knows this stuff, including saltwater. That's on my bucket list. I will eventually get a saltwater tank, but it's not going to be anything major. It's probably just going to be one of those like smaller tanks that you would sit like on your computer desk or something, because that would probably be the only time I would ever get one of those. I don't think I could ever get myself into the major saltwater business per se. They're really pretty fish and they are expensive, but then I really can't say much because African cichlids can get expensive too. But yeah, it's good to know these things, because if I ever do go into the saltwater side eventually at some point, that I can ask people these questions, and I can get on live and say, hey, let's talk saltwater, and or hey, let's talk this fish, or hey, let's talk about this circumstance or this situation, and then it's very helpful. So that actually works really well. Eddie, What's going on, Eddie? Thanks for stopping by. You got a clown trigger named Homer. Okay, so that's how I started then. That's awesome. It's easy and can be cheaper than Africans. Yeah, that's what I hear too. I just don't have the knowledge yet. It's kind of like me with plants. Everyone says that plants is easy, and getting started with a planted aquarium is easy. I've been so involved with the breeding process and getting all these tanks set up and everything's happy and healthy. And I've been so involved with this that I just really haven't had time to dive into the saltwater or the planted aquarium side. But eventually, at some point, my whole plan is my one tank upstairs. I want to make it into a planted aquarium. So that's kind of my whole idea behind that. Looks like Mike Donato's watching on Facebook, so I appreciate you watching in. And he's liked the video as well, so I appreciate you stopping by, Mike. Vibes is on lunch break. Well, thanks for coming in on your lunch break. I hope you're eating something freaking awesome. But yeah, there is some stuff now that Fish Family brought this up. I know it's kind of an automated thing, but regardless, I try to do some stuff for channel members. So as an example, when I released my high grade video for the hang in the back filter, I released that a day early so people could see that a day early before it went out to the general public. I try to come out with some shorts here and there that are only, like, for example, of how I control my so I took out all my heaters in my fish tanks. So one of the things I did was I just temperature controlled the room, and I do like a little bit of a rundown for channel members only, because that short is only available, or the video is only available for channel members only, of how I did it. So that's kind of a nice perk. But thanks, Eddie. Thanks for the super sticker. You're the man. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting closer and closer to getting the full monetization on YouTube. So I'm less than 500 hours away. So hopefully, not next week, but the week after, for the couple weeks I'm off, that I'll be able to get some more of those watch time hours in. But yeah, this has been a very big journey for me, and it's still growing and it's still happening. And so far, I've been enjoying it. And part of the reason why is because of the job I have, and I'm pretty thankful for the job that I have, that I'm able to take care of my family and still be able to afford all the payments I need to, and be able to afford house repairs like I had this week and past week, and able to have a fish room like this. Because if it wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I'd be doing right now. I'd probably still keep this, but I'm very thankful for my job, and I'm very thankful for being there for 10 years. And it's been a very, very good thing to happen for me in life. So I appreciate it a lot. Because like I said, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of this stuff that I could do for you guys. So, and take care of my family. So it's been doing a lot for me. So, let's see. Everyone's saying hi in the chat. We got 10 people watching now, so that's good. If you haven't liked already, go ahead and like it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. I've hit that subscription milestone, so that's pretty cool. Any other updates? Let's see here. It's been about a half hour in. I try to get as much updates as I can within the first 30 minutes. So that way, if anyone tends to rewatch this, that I try to get most of the updates out of the way. And that way people know about it. So that way the second half of the live stream is just kind of hanging out and talking through the next 30 minutes or so and go from there. You're eating gumbo, biscuits, and gravy chips. That sounds great. I haven't had biscuits and gravy in a while. The shift that I was on at my job, the guy and his wife, he made some really killer biscuits and gravy, and it was really, really good. So, but yeah, that was the last time I had biscuits and gravy. Let's see here. What else can we talk about today? Any other updates that I have for you? None that I can think of. I mentioned the high grade video, the new video that I'm going to put out probably in the next week or so. I'm still raising some fry up. I have one tumbler that's almost ready to be released. So let me see if I can show that now. I can show you guys my fry tank. And then, I did want to show you on my other camera here, if you guys are still hanging out for a little bit, I wanted to show you, I did move my redhead Tapajos into this tank. So you'll kind of see me, like I will use my phone as a camera because it's set up on here now. But I'll kind of give you guys a close-up of this tank here of the Geos. I have 3 redhead Geo Tapajos and then 3 regular ones. But these guys are like never shy. When I put the phone up to here, like they never, like they're not skittish. They don't move away or nothing. But I'll do that here momentarily. I kind of doubt it. Daytona's pretty far away. And if it's November 2nd and 3rd, I'm technically off work those days. So I don't know. Are you going, Eddie? I really haven't thought about it much yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Daytona is pretty far away. If I would have gone to Aquashell, I think I rather would have gone to the one that was near Chicago. Hey, Jim, what's going on? Are you on lunch break too, I assume? Hey, Jose, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Sorry I didn't have my live stream last Friday. Well, Vibes, I'm from Ohio. So I would have to find flights and time and a hotel and all that sort of thing. So slow at work. Well, thanks for stopping by, Jim. I appreciate it. Yeah, I couldn't do my now that there's a few more people in a nutshell, I didn't do my last Friday night live stream following from Thursday. Happy Place Aquatics. He was in my live stream for a little bit, so that was kind of fun. We had me and Jesse and we had Jose in there too, right? Yeah, we had Jose in there. We had Mexicali. It was a fun live stream. And then that was last Thursday. And then Friday I didn't do it because I had an old haunted house. I used to work for a haunted house like 10 years ago. It was right before I started the job I'm at now. And I worked there for almost 10 years. And they called me and said, hey, we're short workers. Do you want to come back from retirement and come work for us for one night? And I said, sure. So that was the reason why I canceled my last live stream. So that was kind of fun. Jose is at work just listening in. That's cool. Appreciate it. But let me show you guys a little bit closer view. Let me see if I can get this to work here. All right. So let me add this to the stage, and I'll kind of give you guys a closer view at my fish from Agn Aquatics, Jim. So and they're all doing really well. So let's do this. And I'll give you guys a full view here. Oop, that's the wrong one. Hold on, guys. Let's try this one. Trying to get this one full screen for you guys, so just give me 1 second. Let me set this down. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Let's try this then. All right. So here's my fish from Agn Aquatics that Jim suggested to me, the fish store. And they're all doing really well. Jim, I mentioned earlier how I got they were giving me some replacements for some Acara and Fire Mouse I had lost. And they're in quarantine and they're doing well so far. They're a little smaller. But this is the regular Geos that's right here. And then like your redhead Tapajos is the one that's sitting here in this rock, I believe. But everyone's doing well in this tank. I've had no issues. They're all eating well. They're all getting bigger. I know they've grown a little bit since I've bought them. So, but yeah, everyone's doing really well. I really can't complain too much, and everyone's getting along. No one's aggressive or anything. So I've been really liking this. And then Jim, if you're still with me, here's my replacements. There's one back here somewhere, a little bit skittish. Oh, there he is. But yeah, let's see if I can figure this out. So that's cool. Remove that. There we go. We're back. Red says I should be working, but not. Sounds like me on night shift. Should be working, but yeah. Those are my updates. Jim, if you were watching and listening in, they were kind enough to give me some replacements for the fish I've lost, and it's been a couple months. And I was saying earlier how not a lot of fish stores will do that for you. So Agna Aquatics, they're still like one of the best fish stores that I've been to, because they really care about their customers and they really like talking to you and get to know you and stuff. And a lot of fish stores are just there to sell fish. Like when I go to Aquatica Aquarium Gallery near Cleveland, they're a good fish store. You know, they have a huge selection. They're probably one of the biggest local fish stores in Northeast Ohio as far as capacity and variety. But whenever I go there, I just feel like I'm at a car dealership, because every time I go there, I'll just be looking at like a fish that's not colorful, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's really pretty." He's like, "Oh, you should probably get that." It's like, "Oh yeah, that definitely would look good in your fish tank." And I'm like, I'm just here to look around, you know, and like I do get stuff there too. So I do support them. I do like them, like I said, because they have such a large variety and stuff that you probably wouldn't find, you know, at a lot of different places. Like especially like your bigger haps and stuff. You have a lot of variety of different haps and stuff. But yeah, it's looks like Vibes did a $1.99 sticker and a 99 cent. So I appreciate it for both of those, Eddie. I appreciate it a lot. But can you guys still hear me okay? I was hoping that my phone interference and didn't change any of the audio or anything like that. Eddie says he hasn't been to a fish store in a while. I don't go as often as I used to, just because I'm more or less maintaining my project down here. And my next thing I want to do, since my basement is now temperature controlled, in order to maintain that easier, especially before the wintertime, is I got some insulation that I want to put up within the ceiling, so that way it kind of retains the temperature a lot better. Because there was some space within where the basement meets the I-beam, where the concrete and the I-beam meet. There was a lot of vents that were just coming from outside, and got that all sealed up as well. So slowly and surely, this room is just going to be more and more temperature controlled. All right, thanks, Eddie. Yeah, I was worried when I was, moving back and forth, with the sound and stuff, or not the sound, but the camera. I'm still kind of new to trying to finesse between the camera on StreamYard and trying to go back and forth with my phone. So it's still a little bit new, but thanks for that. Cool. But, and I wanted to show you guys before I left too, my peacocks and haps that I got from Aquatica. Because I got those replacements from Agna Aquatics that they were nice enough to give to me, which I didn't even ask for. And then I bought fish, 5 peacocks and half, but I want to make sure that they live throughout their quarantine period before I add them in, because I was saying earlier on in the live that they might be developing a little bit of an ick. So I'm probably going to end up treating the tank for now. And hopefully everything will be good. So it's better to do that now than add them in the tank and then infect the entire tank. So I'm probably going to end up doing that after I get off my live stream, is probably add the AX and add my heater in there, so that, because all my tanks are around 76 degrees or so, give or take, because of the temperature control I have in this room. But in order to get that temperature up, because I got to put a heater in there, unfortunately, which we all know. Would I do channel merch? I would like to. I know my wife, she was trying to do a boutique store with some tumblers and some shirts and stuff. So I feel like that would be like the one way that I would do channel merchandise. And because she has one of those, like when she buys prints, she has one of those things where she can take a shirt and put the print on the shirt, and then she can stamp it. And because that's how, not this shirt was made. I actually bought this shirt from a company. But then that's how she made the white shirt that I have. And she's able to, all she has to do is just buy the prints. And then if I do something like that, then she can just kind of buy the shirts if someone wants to ask for color or something or whatnot. But I haven't done that yet. Her and I have been pretty busy with the house repairs and everything like that, with me doing the videos for Higer and AQQA, and then working my regular schedule and stuff. So right now it's in the works. I think I want to plan to do something maybe beginning of next year, because I think that's kind of what my whole goal is figure out how to do an LLC, get that started up, so that way I can get, people to come in, and if they want to buy fish, they could. So that's kind of my goal for next year, is to try to get some merchandise and to start an LLC, so that way I can start selling these. Because if I don't start selling these or give them to the local fish stores, I had one local fish store get a hold of me, and we haven't met up yet. So I'm probably going to get a hold of them this weekend and see if that's something they still want to do. I know they were talking about an exchange of some sort. So hopefully we can go from there and do that as well. What's up, Jesse? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. What am I trying to sell? I want to try to get an LLC started. Beginning of next year is my goal. Because I don't want to do it at the end of this year, because it's, for tax purposes and stuff, like it's just going to be pointless to start one up at the end of the year. Because it's not going to be worth it until I get everything organized and set up. But it's basically for selling fish here, so people can come in and buy fish. So that way I have some sort of company that people can buy fish, and I can keep producing more fish. Because if I don't do that soon, within the next year, I'm going to be overrun by fish. but yeah. I believe that's what I was just talking about. If it's something different, then let me know in the chat, Jesse. Yeah, I believe that was it. Jesse's got 2 more 55 gallons. Send me some fish. Man, if I had experience in shipping fish, I would love to. There's so much that I have right now, Jesse. I really wish I had more experience in fish. I would feel terrible shipping fish, to you, and then because I would have to look into it. I don't think I would ship. I think I would just sell locally here for now, until I get used to, like, even just bagging the fish and putting them together. So that's why I want to try to go hold of my local fish store. He actually is a saltwater store, but he also keeps African cichlids. So he got a hold of me, and we were supposed to get together, or I thought we were supposed to get together like last weekend, and we never did. So I'll probably get a hold of him this weekend and see what we can go to from there. Where'd you get that 55 gallons from, Jesse? You're like a wheeling and dealing fiend on fish. That's awesome. And what did you get them for? Are you getting them just for quarantine tanks or grow out tanks or anything like that? Or what'd you get your 55s for? And Jesse, I did see your newest internal filter. It's pretty cool. I've never had internal. I have one internal filter, but it's a very old school one, and it's one that it's just like a cartridge one you stick in. And it has very low flow, so it's nothing fancy like what Higer gave you. But I always thought that those internal filters, kind of like what Ben Ochart does on his channel, that he has a couple of internal filters, and they produce a lot of water movement and a lot of oxygenation for the tank. So free side of the road, they are good. No leaks. One is a 55 high. Man, you luck out with free stuff, man. Congratulations. Okay, yeah, that internal filter, it's got a lot of power to it. It definitely supplies a lot of oxygenation for the tank. So that's awesome. All right, back to work. Thanks for the live stream. Bye. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out for a little bit. Enjoy your last day of work if you work Monday through Friday. And thank you again for the stickers, by the way, too. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's awesome, Jesse. Oh, well, that's kind of sweet how you can find that, because a lot of I never find stuff like that. I'm never that lucky. If I am, it's usually just in marketplace and you get something for cheap. So, Jesse, if you're still in here, what is the process on your big tank? Have you progressed forward in that of what we talked about when we were live last time? Have you gotten the back glass panel removed? Yeah, I want to get stickers for sure. I'm probably going to. I saved the pages that were on our last live stream of the stickers that I could make. So I think I'm going to use one of those websites I got brought up on my last live stream to make some stickers. Yeah, I got to put some on my. I got to get some stickers made for your cart. Maybe you and I can do a sticker swap once we get them done. Skippers Aquariums. I don't know if I've seen you before. Skippers, why don't you tell us a little about yourself if you don't mind? We all like to get to know each other on these channels here. So, Brandon, thanks for coming in too. Yeah, so you snuck in here, huh? You guys must know Skippy then. I guess we're naming him Skippy unless he has a name. Okay. It's hard to remember everybody, so if I forgot, I apologize. What's up, J-Rock? Jesse says on his tank, for anyone who doesn't know, he bought a tank and he's going to repair it and reuse it. But he says you can't start fixing it yet till I get the floor replaced in the house, as we have birds and they have to be in the garage a couple weeks, which takes the space up. I need to work on the tank. That makes sense. But patience will pay off, my friend, as it always does. He's the guy that does fish auctions and rape our wallets, knowing that we will buy. Yeah, well, isn't that the story of a fish keeper's life? Is our wallets are always getting raped? Next, with the multi-tank syndrome. So that's funny. But yeah, we are getting close to the hour. If there's any questions you guys want to ask, or if you guys, I will leave it. Let me throw this up here too, in case you guys, if anyone wants to join in. So I usually try to do that when we come close to the hour. That if anybody wants to join in, I'll leave it open for anybody. Because usually when I get to about the hour, that's usually when I start running out of things to talk about. But yeah, just some small updates for this week. Most of it I got cleared up for the most part of it. The first 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe at the most. I think I got most of them out of the way. So there's the link if you guys want to join in for a little bit and hang out and ask me some questions. That's fine with me, and get to know me a little bit more, and I could know you a little bit more. And if not, we'll end the stream soon. J Rock says, "Who did the wood fish work behind you?" I dig the woodworking. Well, thank you, Jesse. I don't know if you're available. There is a video about it. So my brother and I did this together. My brother is, in a nutshell, one of the best maintenance guys that I've ever worked with, is because he's just an all-around savvy maintenance guy. I mean, he's been doing it since he's been working with my dad since he was probably 16, 17 years old, and he's been doing it from there. So, yeah, I agree. Maybe I should buy one of those filters. That way we all can profit from it. But yeah, J-Rock, that was who did it, is my brother and I. My brother did a lot of the woodwork and stuff, and then I put up all the decorations. And it was quite a collaboration for him and I to do, because the tanks I had were already here, so I went with the 55s. And then so then we did some measurements and stuff, and I told him how exactly I wanted it set up, where I wanted it, eye level, spaced out, and how I wanted it behind there. I got the idea from a restaurant in Florida. So there's a video on my channel about how I set this all up back here. So it was basically, in a nutshell, my brother and I did it. And it turned out really well. I was very happy with it. So thank you for compliments and asking questions. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, I think it's I don't think it's a too long of a video, Mr. J Rock. So if you want to check out that video, that would be where you would find that at. Thank you, Jesse. Oh, and Jeff's here. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for coming in. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stay, depending on if anyone joins in or not. I did a little bit of an update, of nothing major. There's no major changes yet. I've gotten some new fish, in the last couple weeks or so. So that was kind of like my major updates, is why I wasn't here last Friday and how I got some new fish. They're both in the quarantine stage. So J-Rock was a maintenance guy for 7 years. I tinker a lot and build myself. This summer I did a 3D cutting board. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it's nice to have some of those handy maintenance people. I know Jesse's pretty maintenance savvy himself, so he does a lot of his work, especially with he builds his own stands and does probably his own housework, I'm assuming. So Swiffle's in the house working and lurking. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I think we had at one point a total of 10 people watching. It started off kind of slow, but it's hard for me to, in a nutshell, schedule some of these for you guys who don't know, because of I wish I had a time schedule to where I could have, I know Fridays I'm always off, but that's never the case. So I have to kind of pre-plan these within a couple of days in advance. And this one I just was trying to figure out within all the maintenance stuff that was going on with my house, and trying to go with my work schedule and life schedule. So it was kind of like one of those, well, since I didn't do a live stream last Friday, I'll do it this Friday, because I couldn't do it this Friday night. Because my brother and I are going to be hanging out later this evening. We're actually going to be going to that haunted house I worked at the weekend prior. So, but yeah, everyone who hasn't already, make sure to like and hit it, because it doesn't cost you a thing. And I would greatly appreciate it. What do you guys have going on the rest of the weekend? Feel free to share your experience in your work week. And if you have any plans for fish stuff over the weekend, then let me know. We can talk about it. But yeah, like I said, everything's been going okay. I don't have a whole lot much else to say. So if anyone wants to join in, they can for a little bit. Just stop in and say hi. But if not, it's all good. I think I had seahorses in here. Rainer, I haven't seen Red in here, so that was cool. It's nice to Red Laser. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Dennis, yes. Yes. So it's this is why I like using some of these time frames for the streams, because it's nice to get a different group in here that I don't see on a normal basis. True green jade shrimp. I might have to look those up. All right. Well, happy birthday to your wife, Jeff, and more stands to build. The story of our lives, right? The story of the multi-tank syndrome. What comes with stands, or I'm sorry, what comes with fish tanks also comes with stands. So just when you think you were done, there was more work. Just like in this fish room, like I'm going to be putting insulation in here to help maintain the temperature down here in the wintertime. Meyer says we've got the kids with us this weekend, and there's the annual fair in town, so we'll be going tomorrow. Kim is there now with the kids. Well, that's fantastic. We tried to do Myers. With my family last weekend, we tried to do a. It wasn't a fair, but it was kind of had fair vibes because they had like food trucks and stuff there. But they were supposed to do like a balloon lift off. It's kind of like a fall festival where they have like pumpkins and different things and activities for kids to climb on, jungle gyms, and you could do like a hay ride. There's a corn maze and stuff. But long story short, I have a daughter who just turned 2, and man, I swear everything that we tried to do with her, she was just one fry short of a Happy Meal. Everything was either too big or too scary or stuff that she couldn't do, and she was tired, and it was just like everything we tried to get her to do wasn't working. And it was okay, and she liked being there, seeing all the pumpkins and stuff. And we did go like on a little, not really a hay ride, but it was just like everything we tried to do did not work out. So, but it was still fun though. Brandon's got some nice green jades, but that's good to hear, Mike, Mr. Myers. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with the family. Thanks for sharing. Everyone's saying hi still. J-Rock says, funny story. I started watching your build video a few months ago and got distracted and never made it back to it. It's a nice build, what you turned that space into. Huh. Well, that's good you asked then. And thank you, Jesse, for putting that in for us. So you got to finish watching it. So that's fantastic. Funny story, true story. But yeah, yeah, that's good. It was fun. I actually had my brother on a live stream. So I don't know if you want to check that out, to where him and I actually talk about how we did this. It's about like maybe an hour or so. But if you want to run through that too, it's the thumbnail for it. It has me like pointing this way with a bunch of question marks, and it has like a blank face. So that's in that live video. That's what I had, was my brother was on here as a guest, like with me, not like in video, but like sitting next to me. And we were talking about everything that we did here, and it was pretty cool. It was nice to have him on here. Yeah, Myers. For some reason, it just didn't work out. It was okay, but like she was tired, so she didn't want to walk around a whole lot. So we never got a chance to go into the corn maze, and then it ended up raining as we were leaving, and the balloon liftoff was canceled. So it just wasn't fair this time for us. But maybe next year will look different. Yep. Jade's typically does, yes, but it's not always the case. Most of mine do. Oh, you guys are talking in chat. I get it. Joy, are you or Jose, are you at home or are you at work? We had Jose come on our live stream last time, and he was showing off a lot of his fish. He's got some phenomenal discus. If you guys haven't checked him out, my live stream, if you scroll through it, you'll be able to see some of the tanks that he showed last time. And it was good to get to know him and his fish and what he was doing with this process. So that was pretty cool. I really like the way Jose had a lot of his tanks set up, and some of the fish they had was beautiful. He was able to share some of his experience between his time with fish and fish loss and all of his experience with having fish in general, and it was really cool. J Rock says, I've modeled my entire upstairs. We put in a chair railing and new floors, adjustable footers to support the floor, and all kinds of stuff. J Rock is a jack of all trades too. Like I said, just like my brother, it's always nice to have someone handy, for someone to help you out. And that's why I get a hold of my brother a lot because, and of course I, owe him the time for it, so it's been cool. With my basement repairs, it was a pretty heavy involved project. So it was better for me to go through a contractor for this stuff. But as far as like little stuff, my brother's been a very, very good help for us in this house. Whenever if any of you guys own old houses, I mean, you know that there's always something you can do to a house. And if not, there's always something that will happen to an old house. As long, nothing major, but there's always something that you're like, you know what, why does this not work? Or why is this not the way I want it to do or want it to work out? Or why is this door here? Or why is this cabinet here? Or why is this set up this way? And you always want it, your minds are always moving to think of what I can do to improve the house. And that's kind of how this house is. It's a big enough house to have a good sized family or a good sized fish room in this case. But yeah. Yeah, that's great. Whenever you can learn stuff, and especially in today's day and age, whenever you can get on YouTube and learn stuff, and then some of it comes from experience. Like a lot of the stuff that I did, I'll look up on YouTube, but sometimes when you watch a YouTube video, then you actually do the actual work. Sometimes it just all comes down to the experience. Like you might actually not have something work. Like for example, like when I made these stands for my fish tanks, there's videos for that as well. I used somebody else's video, but then I had to figure out what I wanted personally. So you almost have to take the extra time to do the measurements. And when you don't have the correct tools to use, you have to figure out what tools you can do to accommodate what you want to do your project for. So in a sense, it's more or less like watching a video and learning about it, but then it all comes down to what you want. As Jim always says, it's your hobby, do it your way. So I think that's what it all comes down to. And I really like the combination between the two. And if you can save money doing it, then that's great. J-Rock's 1918. Mine was in 1949. So there's always something to do in this house. Jose must have left the chat unless he's still in here. I was wondering if he wanted to come in and show a little bit of his tanks again, but if not, you guys should check that out because I know if I go through the video and I could scroll through it, he joined in and he's a nice gentleman and he showed off a lot of his neat fish. So, but thanks for sharing that information, J Rock. Is that okay if I call you J Rock? Is that your nickname that people call you? It seems like it. I appreciate you sharing your experience. Because that's what Myers calls you too, Jay. So we call him Jay, but we're just going to call you J Rock if you're okay with that. And that's easy. I don't have to write that one down because I can just go by your name. All righty, that it is. Jose picked up a roadside 20 high, good condition, quarantine, and breeding discus. You the man, Jose. It's always good to pick up those tanks. Jesse was just talking about how he picked up 255s for free on the side of the road. I'd probably do the same. Even if I didn't need the tanks, I would probably do the same thing. A lot of times this hobby tends to, every so often people get in and out of the hobby and it's popular. But then what do you do with fish tanks? If you get out of the hobby, then the only thing you can do is either give them to local fish stores or some on the side of the road. One person's trash is another person's treasure. So it's all good. Lucky ducks and fighting tanks. Yeah, I know. I never get that lucky. Anytime I get lucky, I always have to go through Facebook Marketplace. I've actually, from my experience, I've never been able to find a fish tank on the side of the road. And even if I did, I can always guarantee with my luck, I'd probably get it and bring it home and fill it up, and it would probably leak within the next minute or day, hour, however you want to say it. But yeah, you guys and your lucky fish tanks. Yeah, we are. As far as my weekend plans go, I'm going to hopefully unbox this new product that AQQA gave me. I'm going to do some of that, and then I actually have to teach myself how to use the product and then finish the video later on. So I don't know if I'll even get to finishing it this weekend, but I'm going to try to at least. And then we're going to do a little bit of house stuff. My brother and I might put a fence together. They got removed during the house repairs for the basement. But other than that, it should be a pretty chill weekend that I know of. There's always something that usually gets brought up, but nothing major. Just I did all my water changes a week ago and all my fish tanks down here, so I'm good for that. I'm going to maintain my peacock and hap tank. Put some meds and some garlic in there to help maintain them, so that way none of them die. So that's kind of how my weekend is looking at the moment. Marketplace sucks. Yeah, sometimes it's tough whenever, I mean, you must have to drive far then, if you want to go. I mean, if it's a small town, you might have to drive far to go to anything major, like any of your major stores then. Yep, that's usually my luck too, Myers. That is definitely probably my luck as well. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to bring up, any questions you might have, any future plans, I try to get that all taken care of. Is there anything else you guys want to see? I mean, I thought about showing my peacock and haps that I just got. But I'm probably, like I said, I'm going to medicate it. So I could try to figure that out really quick and show you guys before I leave, if that's okay with you guys. If you guys want to see it, I can try to figure that out. Because it's cool because I have a lemon jake, a sunshine peacock, a white night hap, a albino blue or albino dolphin, and let me forget. I forgot the last one that I got. I got a Eureka peacock, a Freiburg Eureka peacock. So those are the 5 that I got. So if you want, before I go, I can show you guys how they look. They're doing okay, but I think I am going to medicate them after I leave here. But my mic is obviously here, so you guys probably won't be able to hear me, but I can show them to you guys real quick if you want. Let me know in the comments if you want a quick peek of it. Let me see if I can figure this out for you. All right, Jeff says sure. Let's do this. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. All righty. We will we'll see if I can figure this out. You'll kind of follow along with me too as I'm on here too. But we'll talk more when I get back, but I'll kind of walk that way here. So let me add this to the stage, and then I'll show you guys. Like I said, there's a albino dolphin, a lemon jake, a smaller sunshine peacock, Eureka red. It's not really a red though, because I know those guys get different colors. So it's more of like a yellowish color or like an orangish color, something like that. But regardless, and an albino hap and a white knight. So, but you guys, if you guys know, you guys should be able to see the difference. So let's head that way. So let's see here. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view. Bear with me here. All right, we'll just run with this for now. You guys can. I'm not sure. Oh wait, hang on a second. I remember how to do this. Someone told me this last time. There we go. All right. All right. So there you go. That was that yellowish. I was right. It was like a yellowish gold color, but that was the Eureka Red. But then that white was the White Knight, obviously, and the Lemon Jake was the blue and yellow, and then the yellow one was obviously the Sunshine Peacock. And the reason why I chose these fish is because I've always liked those White Knights. They're a very, very, very neat looking fish, and it's kind of offsets everything from all the different colors, so that's why I like it. I had an albino blue dolphin in the past in my peacock and half tank, and it died, so I've been wanting to replace that for a while, so that's why I got that. Thanks, Myers. Appreciate it. So what is the yellow peacock with stripes and bluish head? The yellow peacock with the stripes and bluish head, I believe that's a lemon jake. Let me go take a look. So the lemon jake and the sunshine peacock are really similar. There's a little bit more blue to the lemon jake. So the yellow one with the stripes and the bluish head, you're talking about like the back fins. That is what Aquatica called a Eureka Red. Let me double check that real quick. It is a Freiburg, and it's called a Freiburg Eureka Peacock is what it is. And there's different, like, you can get different colors in those. You know, it's not just one color all the time. It seems like that's kind of like, it's named after this guy named Freiburg. I looked up the information a while back, and that's where it got its name from. So you can get a lot of different color patterns and variations. So that one in particular, I actually have a few small ones, but they don't have a lot of color to them because they're only like this big. But I got it at Fish Ohio Cichlid Association, where I got them from. But yeah, they can come in various color variations. But it was, the reason I got it is because of the color that it had. It kind of really caught my eye and my attention. I really like the blue fins on the back. So yeah, I get it, MC. There's some that, like, they look pretty similar. So that's the thing that's kind of like, and I get where you're coming from, because it's can be frustrating, and that's why whenever I buy a lot of these, I try to double check and make sure what I'm buying is correct. And that's some of the reason why I don't buy from like some of like your PetSmart and Petco, like your major big box stores, and even some of the local fish stores I won't buy from. Now, if you're looking at like your neon tetras and, your community fish and different other types of fish that 100% that's correct, that's fine. But But I can see where you're coming from, MC, because the reason why I don't buy, because whenever they say you buy something from a store and it just says like, they don't really specify what it is. So that's why people go on like these Facebook groups and say, hey, I need help with this fish ID. You might have like 30 responses with 2 or 3 different fish, and you may not 100% really know what it is. But then people could always give out their experience and suggestions of what it is. So that's the only downfall of like peacocks, is sometimes you really don't know 100% what they are. So I get what you're saying on that. I got one that looks like that from a customer, returned all back silver now. They're all starting to color up. Yeah, some of these peacocks, it takes a long time to color up. That's why a lot of the fish that I have in the fish room right now, there's very few of them that are even colored up, because it takes them a while until they reach their almost full adult stage. I would say like a juvenile or older is usually when they start really showing their colors. So, but yeah, I totally get that. Thanks for stopping by, MC, by the way. I appreciate it. I think with like the haps and stuff, you can get a lot better solid, hey, this is exactly what this fish is. Whereas peacocks, a lot of people just turn them in. They're like, oh, it's just, a general peacock. Or like sometimes, like even in Buna, like sometimes you might get that as well. But I think in Buna are a lot easier to identify too, as far as what type of fish they are, as far as name goes. But with peacocks, there's so many different variations and so many different breeds, they're hybrids and stuff like that, that you could get all sorts of colors in just about anything. So M&C says, I bought the ones I had from breeders, rarely buy from local fish stores, but all peas and haps I had were from breeders. Yeah, and I think so when I breed mine, this is why whenever I take them out, I had a little bit of a mixture in one of my 75s. But I've been trying to, for the most part, I've been doing okay with keeping track of what is what. But that's why whenever I have my breeder tank set up in front of me here, that I know exactly what that fish is. So whenever I take them out and extract the eggs or put it in its own tank, usually I just take the eggs out of them, just because it's quicker and easier for me. And I like seeing the eggs grow out too, personally. But I always write on my app that I use for keeping track of everything, of what the fish is and where they came from. And then as I transfer them to another tank, I transfer it and write it on the app as well, what they are. And then I even put stickers. I need to update some of my stickers on my tanks right now. So that way I know, hey, that's exactly what these fish are, because I don't have to sit here and guess, oh, that might be a lemon jake, or that might be a red empress, or that might be, an OB, but I'm not sure. I mean, OBs are easy to, I think one thing I like about OBs, not to get off subject a little bit, but I just like how the different patterns and stuff they have. But it's like people could say, oh, that might be a lemon jake, or that might be a Fryerberg, or, I just like to know in advance, that I know what I'm putting in my tanks. Jeff, I use a app, and I have an Android, by the way. So if you have iPhone, I'm not sure if it's available. It is called, I think it's called Aquarium Note on the Google Play Store. It's been the most user-friendly. It has a few things I don't like about it in particular. It has a hard time with it has a hard time with taking pictures within the app and then putting it on the phone. But if I just take pictures from my phone and then put it on the app, it has no problem. But other than that, it's literally how I keep track of everything with my fish, with my water changes. I could write everything down, but I don't want to have papers everywhere, and they might get wet and then I'll lose them. When I use the Aquarium Note, it's been very convenient for me to have that. So I really like using it. So it's pretty user friendly too. I do give you that. Yeah, and that's what I would do too, Red. If I were to get plants and stuff, I want to know exactly what I buy, and then you can add the app actually has a plant option too. Now that I think of it, so it has something you can add livestock. It has a plus sign, and then it has fish type, and it actually has fish, plant, coral, or create new type as an option. So, and then what I'll do is I'll take pictures of it, and then it'll show like a little icon, a little small picture of what the name is, and it'll show you the date of when you added it, how many you have, when the acquisition date is, and then if a fish died or if a plant you got rid of, you can actually put like the death date or whatever you have. So it's very convenient. But I think I'm going to go for now, guys. I got some stuff I want to do before my brother comes over later, and I want to spend some time with my wife and daughter before I leave this evening. And I'm getting hungry, so I want to get something to eat because I haven't had a whole lot of lunch yet since I've gotten up. But I just want to thank you guys for coming in and joining in, and I appreciate you being here. You're very welcome, Red. I'm on Android. I didn't see aquarium now. Let me look up real quick before we go. Google Play Store, aquarium note. Huh. That's bizarre because I don't see it either. I'll look, say, aquarium app. The only one that comes up to mind is aquarium log. Man, if I uninstall this app, that's crazy. I still have it. Apparently, it's no longer a thing. But if you go with the aquarium log, you might be okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's bizarre. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm never gonna uninstall this app, but it's still on my phone. I guess maybe they just no longer support it then, and I'm just still using it. But I would never go to a different app. Let's just put it that way. If they no longer support the app and they said that, so like if you have something but they no longer support it, it's no longer in the store, it's still on my phone, so I'm still using it and it still saves everything, but it's just not being updated anymore. So that maybe that's just what happened with this app. But I'm not going to move to a different app because I have so much information on this app. It would take me forever to move everything over, and I don't even want to. So sorry, I didn't realize that, Jeff. I didn't, I'm glad you brought that up though. So yeah, that's what I saw was aquarium log. Yep. That's what I saw too. So try it out and see, let me know. Maybe on my next live, Jeff, maybe try your aquarium log and let me know what you think of that app and see if you like it or not. That way you could help other people out too, because I'm still going to keep it. But yeah, sorry about that, Jeff. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope your week went great. And thank you guys for joining in. Like, subscribe, and check out any other videos that I have. Check out my hydro video. And I guess we'll see you again on the next live stream. So appreciate all your support. And we'll see you again next time.